If you think humility always takes you to the top, you're wrong, and you've already lost the game. In the cruel world of power, being nice is a sentence to irrelevance. Niccolo Machiavelli, the genius of strategy, revealed a sharp truth. Arrogance, when controlled, is a weapon that commands respect, silences rivals, and shapes destinies. It's not about being cocky, but about projecting strength with precision. Think about it. The leader everyone fears but follows, the creator who provokes but shines, the player who seems untouchable. They win because they master the art of controlled arrogance. The question is, will you keep shrinking to please others, or will you learn to wield arrogance to conquer? Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to unpack 3 of Machiavelli's tactics that prove why controlled arrogance wins. In the chessboard of life, where every move is judged and every weakness exploited, excessive humility is a trap. Machiavelli taught us, men judge more by their eyes than by their hands, for everyone sees but few touch. The appearance of power is as crucial as power itself. Controlled arrogance isn't rudeness, it's the calculated projection of confidence, the aura that makes others hesitate before challenging you. Without it, you're just another pawn, easy to manipulate, easy to forget. But with it, you become a force, an enigma that commands respect. Today we'll explore 3 of Machiavelli's tactics that turn arrogance into your greatest advantage. These aren't just ideas, they're a roadmap to mastering the game of power. Tactic 1. The prince's stance. The first tactic is to adopt the prince's stance. Machiavelli wrote, "A prince must appear great and remarkable, for men's opinions are shaped by appearances." Controlled arrogance starts with how you carry yourself, confident, commanding, untouchable. In history, Cesare Borgia, Machiavelli's model prince, was a master at this. He walked into a room like he'd already won. Head high, eyes steady, words sharp. His enemies called him arrogant, but no one dared confront him. Or think of Alexander the Great, whose near-mythical confidence made armies surrender before the battle even began. Today, the prince's stance is more critical than ever. In a world of social media, where first impressions are everything, seeming hesitant is fatal. The co-worker who sees you as too approachable, the rival who senses your insecurity, they control you because you don't project strength. But when you embrace controlled arrogance, when you speak with conviction, hold eye contact, or post with boldness, you create a barrier. Think of leaders like Steve Jobs, whose arrogance on stage was calculated to captivate audiences, or Neymar, criticized for his confidence, but dominant because he never shrinks. In practice, work on your presence. At work, walk into meetings like you're already the leader. Straight posture, firm voice, no apologies. On social media, create content that oozes confidence even if it stirs reactions. In personal life, stop justifying yourself. Say what you want with authority. The prince's stance isn't about shouting, it's about being seen as unshakable. Machiavelli warns, arrogance must be measured, too much, and you become a tyrant, too little, and you're ignored. Ask yourself, where am I shrinking? How can I project more strength? That's your first tactic. If you're ready to master controlled arrogance, hit subscribe now and join us to unpack Machiavelli's strategies. Tactic 2. Strategic silence. The second tactic is strategic silence. Machiavelli said, "He who speaks less is more feared, for his words weigh like gold." Controlled arrogance doesn't need many words, it shines in what you don't say. Silence makes others watch you, decode you, respect you. In history, Cleopatra wielded this masterfully. In negotiations with Rome, she'd pause, letting the silence grow, and her rivals would crumble, intimidated by her confidence. Or think of Sun Tzu, who wrote, "The leader is the one whose silence commands more than his orders." In the modern world, silence is a rare weapon. In a sea of posts, emails, and debates, those who talk too much expose themselves. The influencer, who responds to every critic, loses their mystique. The professional who explains every decision seems weak. But when you use silence, when you ignore a hater, reply with a short sentence, or pause before speaking, you project controlled arrogance. Think of Beyoncé, who rarely responds to criticism, letting her work speak. Or Donald Trump, whose refusal to explain himself amplified his aura, for better or worse. How to apply it. At work, stop justifying every choice. Give a short answer and move on. On social media, ignore petty comments. Let your next post be the response. In personal life, when someone provokes you, smile and stay silent. Their discomfort is your power. Strategic silence takes practice. You'll feel the urge to speak, to defend yourself. Resist. Machiavelli reminds us, silence must be intentional, not cowardice. Ask yourself, where am I talking too much? How can I use silence to command respect? That's your second tactic. If these tactics are sparking something in you, subscribe to the channel for more strategies to put you in charge. Tactic 3. The calculated challenge. The third tactic is the calculated challenge. Machiavelli wrote, "A prince must show boldness, for fortune favors the audacious." Controlled arrogance wins when you defy expectations, not with recklessness, but with precise moves that shock and inspire. In history, Catherine the Great used this brilliantly. Criticized for her ambition, she challenged nobles with bold decisions like reforming Russia, earning respect even while hated. Or think of Joan of Arc, whose arrogance in leading men into battle made her legendary. Today, the calculated challenge separates the great from the mediocre. Think of Elon Musk, who pitches impossible ideas like colonizing Mars, defying critics and dominating headlines. In America, Taylor Swift takes on the market with grandiose shows, showing confidence that silences doubts. Controlled arrogance lies in acting where others hesitate, in being the first to break rules with purpose. But beware, the challenge must be strategic, not reckless. In practice, plan a bold move. At work, pitch an idea that scares people but you can deliver. As a creator, launch a project that divides opinions but showcases your vision. In personal life, confront someone who underestimates you, calmly but firmly. The calculated challenge requires study. Know your audience, predict reactions, and act at the right moment. Machiavelli warns, boldness without preparation is suicide. Ask yourself, where can I defy expectations? How can I do it without losing control? That's your third tactic, the price of controlled arrogance. Before we show you how to use these tactics, let's talk about the price, because power always comes at a cost. Controlled arrogance elevates you, but it attracts envy, criticism, and isolation. Colleagues will call you cocky. Friends will drift away, unsettled by your confidence. The world loves the humble, the ones who fit in. When you choose arrogance, you face the hatred of those who fear your strength. Machiavelli knew this. Exiled, called cynical, he wrote The Prince in Solitude. Even icons like Rihanna bear the weight of being seen as arrogant for their authenticity. Machiavelli wrote, "There is no avoiding war. It can only be postponed to the advantage of others. Conflict is inevitable. You'll be labeled selfish, cold, even cruel. Those labels are the price of sovereignty. The humble are manipulated, the arrogant are free. How do you navigate this? Surround yourself with loyal allies, people who respect your strength, not those who demand humility. Trust yourself, because controlled arrogance requires faith in your path. And practice resilience. Hatred will test you. Set aside a daily moment to reflect on your wins and silence doubts. Ask yourself, what criticism am I fearing? How can I use it as proof of my impact? How to wield arrogance? The path to power. How do you turn controlled arrogance into victory? Here's a practical plan for the three tactics. For the prince's stance, project strength in every interaction. At work, adopt a confident presence, straight posture, clear voice, no hesitation. On social media, create content that showcases your vision, even if it provokes. In personal life, stop asking for permission. Say what you want. Today, pick one situation where you shrink and act like you're already the leader. For strategic silence, speak less, impact more. At work, respond to criticism with a short sentence and move on. On social media, ignore haters and let your work speak. In personal life, use pauses to disarm provocations. This week, practice silence in a debate. Notice how it amplifies your power. For the calculated challenge, plan a bold move. At work, pitch a game-changing idea. As a creator, publish something that breaks norms. In personal life, tackle an obstacle with confidence. Study the terrain. Who will react, how and when? Act at the moment of greatest impact. Analyze the outcome. What does the backlash reveal? Use it to plan your next challenge. Machiavelli gave us the final advice. A prince must be a fox to avoid traps and a lion to scare wolves. In the 21st century, this means mastering controlled arrogance. Stop shrinking. Stop seeking approval. Stop being the pawn others expect. Become the enigma, the force no one can ignore. Yes, it's lonely. The arrogant walk alone, trusted by few, understood by fewer. But that loneliness is your strength. It's what makes you untouchable, unbreakable, unstoppable. If you want to master the game of power, subscribe now and never miss a strategy lesson. The long game, arrogance as a lifestyle. Let's take a step back. Controlled arrogance isn't just a tactic, it's a lifestyle. The world will try to force you into humility, to box you in, to make you acceptable. Your mission is to resist, reinvent, evolve. Think of the greats. Muhammad Ali, called arrogant for his confidence, but eternal for his boldness. Frida Kahlo, criticized for her intensity, but immortal for her authenticity. Or Winston Churchill, whose arrogance in wartime inspired a nation. Controlled arrogance is your chance to surpass, to endure, to shine. This lifestyle demands discipline. Train yourself to see hatred as proof of your impact, not failure. Keep a journal. Note criticisms. Ask what they reveal about your rivals. Plan one bold action per week. Study your environment. Who pressures you to shrink? Who benefits from your humility? Embrace discomfort. Arrogance is like walking through a storm. With practice, it becomes your essence, your edge, your power. To sustain it, build an inner fortress. Dedicate time to know yourself. Meditate, write, reflect on your values. Surround yourself with mentors who challenge you, not comfort you. And reinvent yourself. When the world thinks it knows you, change. Kanye West does this with every album. Lady Gaga with every reinvention. Ask yourself, how can I reinvent myself this month? What new strength can I show? Hatred keeps you sharp. Reinvention keeps you eternal. Sustaining power. The arrogance strategy. Let's go further. Controlled arrogance isn't just about gaining power. It's about keeping it. Machiavelli teaches that a prince must stay vigilant, as poorly measured arrogance sparks rebellion. How do you avoid this? First, balance confidence with results. If you're a leader, be firm but deliver wins. If you're a creator, provoke but provide value. Second, anticipate reactions. Study your rivals. Who's waiting for your fall? Surprise them with an unexpected move, an alliance, a project, a strategic retreat. Third, shape your narrative. Arrogance breeds hatred, but you decide how it's seen. Use social media, speeches, actions to appear confident, not cruel. In history, Alexander the Great sustained power by pairing arrogance with acts of generosity, disarming enemies. Today, think of Oprah Winfrey, criticized for her self-confidence, but loved for her narrative of impact. In America, Bob Dylan faced criticism for his cultural boldness, but built a legend with authenticity. You can do the same. Post about your achievements, not your defenses. Show strength, not victimhood. In practice, create a long-term plan. This week, identify a rival. Study their moves. What do they expect from you? Plan an action to disarm them, a project that steals the spotlight, a change that confuses them. Write your narrative. What story do you want told about you? Post. Speak. Act to reinforce it. Arrogance is your stage. Use it to shine. Reflect one last time. Who benefits from your humility? What systems, work, relationships, society, trap you in the pursuit of approval? And what would happen if you broke free, became the one no one could stop? Visualize it. You, sovereign, rewriting the rules, shaping destiny. That's the power Machiavelli saw, the power you can seize. Closing. The mirror of truth. We've reached the end, but the truth lingers like a shadow. In the game of power, humility is surrender. Controlled arrogance is sovereignty. Machiavelli's three tactics, stance, silence, challenge, are your weapons, but they come at a cost. You'll be criticized, feared, isolated. But in that fear lies your power. The world will try to box you in, make you small, force you to be humble, but you're not a pawn. You're the player, the one who shapes destiny. As you face the mirror tonight, ask yourself, am I ready to break the chains of approval? To embrace the arrogance that sets me free? Power isn't given. It's taken by those bold enough to impose themselves, to defy, to become unshakable. Until next time, remember this. In the maze of life, the arrogant don't just survive, they reign. And when the silence falls, only you will know the truth about who you've become.